Okay, so for in this chapter, they are showing you that you need to know how to change an improper fraction into a mixed number. And since they're not reviewing it first because they're expecting you to remember, I'm going to review it a little bit and mix it in with the chapter concepts. So this might seem it might seem like a lot because of the content, but we will work through it step by step. So the biggest thing is I just want you to understand piece by piece and not really worry about, the next lesson. Just understand the piece that we're working on at the moment. So right now I'm going to talk to you about improper fractions and mixed numbers. And this is honestly one of my favorite videos because it has like great, funny little visuals in it. Okay. Sorry.
We speak student.
Improper fractions and mixed numbers, a la schmuck. Numbers come in all shapes and sizes. Some are big and some are little. Some are whole, and others are a bit fractured. As far as fractions go, it's a mixed bag. Some fractions are proper, some are improper, and then there are those that are just a little mixed up. Who am I? Proper fractions have a numerator that's smaller than the denominator, which means they're always less.
So proper fractions, a regular fraction, has a numerator that is smaller than the denominator.
Less than 1. Proper fractions also donate to charities and volunteer in soup kitchens. They know they're not greater than anyone else around them. Improper fractions, on the other hand, are a little full of themselves. They've got big heads. Well, big numerators anyway. In improper fractions, the numerator is bigger than the denominator, which means they're greater than 1.
So an improper fraction has a greater numerator than the denominator. So they're improper. It means they're greater than 1. They don't really make sense. So you have to figure out how to change that.
I've won one.
Since fractions aren't supposed to be greater than 1, we call these guys improper. They're a bit on the rude side.
Well, I never.
But if they get on our nerves, we can change them into mixed numbers. Mixed numbers are combinations of whole numbers and fractions, so they may be a bit confused at times. Maybe they're going through an identity crisis or something. We don't really know.
Am I a whole number or am I a fraction?
We can change improper fractions into mixed numbers by dividing the numerator by the denominator. That's what fractions are, right? Division.
So you would take the numerator, right, and you would divide in the denominator. So we would have to get a mixed number. So you're basically just putting it in the house, okay? So you're going to put the denominator outside the house and the numerator inside the house to figure out what your mixed number is.
We'll end up with a number and a remainder. The number is the whole number in front, and
so your answer, okay, becomes your whole number. Your remainder becomes your new numerator, and you stick with your original denominator, okay? Because the original improper fraction was 11 over 6, okay? So you keep the original denominator, but now you've taken out the fact that there's 1 whole and 5/6 in this 11/6, okay? I know it sounds confusing. We're going to take it one step at a time.
And the remainder goes in the numerator of the fraction that follows it. If we're sick of being mixed up by mixed numbers, we can change them back into improper fractions too. Since we divided to change them, let's multiply to change them back. First we multiply.
So sometimes you need an improper fraction, especially when you get into math in middle school and high school. So sometimes you'll need to change it back into an improper fraction.
Multiply the denominator by the whole number. Once we find that product, we add it to the numerator of our mixed numbers fraction. Then we put that number all over the original denominator. I am the original denominator. To get our improper fraction. So in the end, mixed numbers and improper fractions can express the same number in 2 different ways. It's up to you to decide which is better, improper or mixed.
Who am I? Well,
Okay, so that was just a little example. I will show you more in today's lesson.